are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle, No Fear.
Rest go crazy. And I will follow you to the moon and the stars up. Make it rain, shower you with my love, my love, my love, my love. So tell me, Lord, when you get around when I'm feeling low, my heart is hurting. Cast another stone, and I've left the burden. Good times I'm not for certain. Deep down inside my soul, I'm searching. Feel like I'm worth it. Trying to paint the picture perfect. Till there's so much pain inside. It's hard to imagine I try. Holding on and hanging in, with tears in my eyes. Look at me, love, look what your love has done to me. Feeling like I'm over the edge. Feeling like I'm incomplete. Feeling like I'm meant to be. Feeling like I just can't take it. Feeling like I'm trying to keep it open. Looking to against the break. Feeling like I'm going down. See what's flashing in the town. Feeling like I can't get enough. Feeling like I had enough. Where do we do where hustle go? Hustle go when they turn to stone. The feeling when we crash and burn. Do we stay in love or do I love a turn? Hold me down, my love. And I will follow you to the moon and the stars up. Make it rain, shower you with my love, my love, my love, my love. Love it, baby, give me love. For better or for worse, have to go and do some things. And deep inside the brain, it hurts. Know the feeling of being down, looking up just to see the ground. Trying my best to stay composed. Feeling like I'm lost and I can't be found. Living day by day to see mama smile. Give me love in the name of love, no giving up, no giving in. Can I call when I'm feeling down and I need a friend? Can I depend? Just turned on, shoulders cold. Try to make it through this rocky road. But the fuck is love and I feel alone. On the freight train, run away, love. I ain't my heart just slowly broken. He felt like my kryptonite. Hard for me, trying to make it right. Hustle low with the fight, popping up my heart to clean my soul. I would have bought still pissing out the patient. Had to be love, but getting the clear. Love say I'm nothing love with no perfection. Where do we do where hustle go? Hustle go when they turn to stone. The feeling when we crash and burn. Do we stay in love or do I love a turn? Hold me down, my love. And I will follow you to the moon and the stars up. Make it rain, shower you with my love, my love, my love, my love. Hold me down, love, my love. And I will follow you to the moon and the stars up. Make it rain, shower you with my love, my love, my love, my love.
Can I get a female energy?
Baby, I should pop up this time. What's your deal? Why you ain't been in my line? I assume you found some you think is fine. She can't be much better than me, nigga. I am fine. Who in the hell do you think you're fooling, yo? It's gotta be the $1,000,000 question. Thought I learned my lesson until you reached out to me with that cap confession. Oh, me. That's what I wanna know. Tell me why you and I gotta be so heartless. I don't say we don't wanna go. Tell me why you and I gotta act so evil. Tell me why we both act like it's so easy to let go, knowing we can leave each other alone. Since day one, we had this high. Right now, the feeling we overdrive got me caught up in vibes. 1 in a million, nothing's the same. I'm going insane. You started to change. Why would you change? Everything you bring up to me, it turns into pain. I forgave you, you ain't need it. Your words misleading. Even with all the red flags that I see before this, I didn't wanna believe it. I know it's better out there, but I ain't going nowhere. Who else gonna understand me? Stay up joking with me, beat my back while he's pulling my hair. Oh, said I never would've thought we would've ended. I never would've thought I'd lose my best friend. I don't think that I can get used to this. One day we'll be over, then we're back in love again. Tell me why you and I gotta be so toxic. That's what I wanna know. Tell me why you and I gotta be so heartless. I won't say we don't wanna go. Tell me why you and I gotta act so evil. Tell me why we both act like it's so easy to let go, knowing we can leave each other alone.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
I know I'll get better someday. I don't need labels. I just want something that's real. Oh, eat at my table, and we'll be forever fulfilled. Yes, we'll be together, and we gon' get better someday. Rolling up a cutty with buddies now. Please feel free to slip from me, my body's a holy grail. You be my release, I'll keep your secrets all to myself. I'll perfectly find peace between your sheets till they turn to silk. Until we make a billion of the spirits equivalent, but we didn't finish it, We they just getting started, we about to finish them, Get that KO, we knocking them out like Benadryl, yeah. I like to say is that it hits so different when it's real, and you make me feel silly, I feel silly, but I'm with it. Cause you with it, and you chillin', and it's fluid, you so liquid. Never so clever, no ever clear, only crystal. I just shoot my shot like pistol, your lips are smooth and you move so nice. And we don't get tired till it's yours all night, and you got it, yeah, the cat is in the bag now. You love me how you blow my back till I pass out. And you feel it, I'm far away on a cloud, and you stay good. I know you never be down, so only together. I know I'll get better someday, someday, someday. I don't remember. I just want something that's real. Oh, you never give. And we'll be forever together. We'll get together. And we gon' get better. Someday, someday.
I just want to run my business and do relationships with my friends. And that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the rope. Middle finger stretched, if you thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good and morning to you, and you. Everybody who woke up with me this morning and you're happy that you woke up. You're not mad at the world. You ain't mad at the person you woke up next to. And you are ready to get your day started and you farted. 2-bar baby. I know. Somebody's like, sunshine. Yes, okay, whatever. Fart jokes are funny too. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm your girl, Sunshine Reigns, a.k.a. Griselda Blanca, a.k.a. Uni the Motivator, a.k.a. the Party Starter. But you tune in each and every morning to All Hustle, No Fear because, well, I am your Hood Unicorn, and what I am here to do is wake you up in a positive way, give you some current events, make you think about life, yourself, just ambitions and everything like that. And Kiki, we're going to laugh at something, whether it's my dumb self or whatever is dumb going on in the world, right? So let's get this thing started. I don't really know if I have anything that's like hitting me this morning that I want to motivate you guys about, that I really just want to jump out there and talk about for you. So I'm just going to go with, who I am. And if I don't feel it, I'm not going to try to push it and make something that's not there, okay? So we're just going to get right into the show today because I don't have a whole lot for you. I don't know why. It didn't hit me the same way like this morning. And that's fine. Not worried about it. Shout out to everybody out there that likes to trade or is interested in trading. I had a nice little message kind of sent to me this morning where I know it's some people out there who want to try to do this, and I'm gonna offer up some training for people who aren't sure if they're ready to get into the market yet, but they're still kind of curious about it and they're not necessarily ready to join a group yet, but they want to see if they're ready and they just want to get just a little bit of learning in there, a little bit of questions. I think I'm going to do something for y'all, and I think I'm going to make it in person too. So it's like y'all have to come up to the studio or something on a certain day, and we'll sit up here and mark up charts and talk about trading and stuff. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, definitely contact me however you contact me, and we'll talk about it. We'll cultivate something. All right. So let's go ahead and get right into today. I know I usually talk about currency first, and I have some currency conversations, but I want to start with you don't say, because
what's going on in Tennessee is really something that we need to talk about. And we don't need to just talk about it because it's politics and we need to be abreast on politics and what the people in power or what the people in charge are doing with us. But y'all know how I feel about precedents. A precedent can be set and then other people can use that as their reason for why it's okay to do what they want to do. And I'm not a firm believer in that. You can't use that situation, and then sometimes you can use that situation. I'm really on the fence with it, but I think that's one of those reasons why I enjoy politics so much. It's a part of me that believes that I could have possibly been a lawyer or something in the criminal justice system, but I think that's more so me just being a Libra and the scales of justice and everything being a part of my personality. So I don't know, but I've been following this story and I've been trying to find ways that I can get this information to y'all so it makes sense. And that's why I wanted to wait as long as I have. And then everything hasn't unfolded as well either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just, giving y'all an article that I found that didn't seem to be biased and tell y'all what's going on. And then I found some really good clips and videos across social media that I'm going to play for you guys. And what I would really like is if you have anything that you would like to add to this or anything you would like to say, because I see some of my really good people that are really into politics and stuff are here. Big Red, I know you're into this. I think Rodney, you're kind of into politics a little bit too. So we're gonna get it started. I think that's enough of an introduction. I got y'all curious. So here's what's going on. They're calling them the Tennessee Three, okay? And it's in Nashville. Tennessee's Republican-led House of Representatives moved to expel 2 Democrats last week, and it resulted in a surprise. It gave them the biggest platform of their political careers. Oh, come on now, don't play with me. Oh, I hate it when they do this. All right, y'all. Sorry. So basically, I opened this up already, and now they don't want to let me read it again without paying for the article. Who is this? This must be the what's it call it? Let's see if I can find another better place for it. Yeah, that was the Wall Street Journal. I should have known better. They're definitely not gonna let me read that for free more than one time. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Nashville, Tennessee's Republican-led House of Representatives moved to expel 2 Democrats last week, and it resulted in a surprise. It gave the duo the biggest platform of their political careers. The 2 Democrats, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, were expelled from the House days after they interrupted a session to advocate gun control following a mass shooting. The House Republicans' supermajority sought to punish the freshman lawmakers for breaking House rules, but end up catapulting the 2 young men with next to no widespread name ID onto the national stage. They have juggled national TV appearances and a call from President Biden. One of their colleagues, Democratic Representative Gloria Johnson of Knoxville, survived a potential expulsion by 1 vote. Vice President Kamala Harris met with all 3 in Nashville last week, and donations have poured in supporting the 3 lawmakers, including $400,000 raised by Senator Chris Murphy out of Connecticut, who is a prominent gun control advocate. Mr. Jones ran into 1960s folk singer and advocate, civil rights advocate Joan Baez in an airport on Sunday, and the pair sang "We Shall Overcome" while holding hands. Okay, so to understand why they did what they did and what they did, we're going to go ahead and watch this movie. Not movie. We're going to go ahead and watch this clip real quick, because the way this man explains it is, I like the way this man explains what happened. Here we go.
So let me get this straight, okay? 10,000 Tennessee kids, children, 10,000 of them on Friday, march on the Tennessee Capitol, right? They march on the Tennessee Capitol in a big old protest. 10,000 kids actually care about government. They go to the Tennessee legislature. They surround the building. They have signs. They have chanting. They go in the building where they're allowed to be. They're chanting. What are they chanting about? Oh, I don't know. We're tired of being scared of dying in school. That's what they're chanting. Protect us. You're the government. Why don't you pass a fucking gun reform? They didn't say it like that. They're kids. They don't curse as much in school settings. I don't know. I'm not a fucking child. But these kids are, and they're scared shitless. They go to their government. They go to the halls of power in Tennessee. 99 members of the Tennessee State House are in session. The kids go fill the gallery at the top where people are allowed to watch. The kids are allowed to get in there. There's nobody stopping them. There's no guardrails. They're not shoving shit over. They're not breaking windows. They ain't doing shit. They go up to the top. They're all standing on the top, and they start chanting. 3 members of the House stand up, walk up to the podium. Speaker of the House loses his mind. He's like, you're out of order. Everybody's out of order. The 3 members of the House who are Democrats hold up a bullhorn and chant with the kids. They bang a gavel. Everybody leaves. 30-minute recess. Everybody likes recess except for the kids because then they're outside and there's nowhere to hide from all the bang bang. So the kids are now in the halls. And all of the members of the House legislature have to walk past literal children that they're terrified of. They're scared of the kids, and the kids are scared to be at school. And I get to watch these guys with state troopers on either end, with their hand on the state trooper's shoulder. Oh, don't let the 12-year-old girls poke me as they're screaming, don't let us die in school. So I get to watch this. And it reminds me too, by the way, go watch a tape of a Tennessee legislator walking through throngs of kids who are yelling at them with passion, and don't picture a woman trying to go to a Planned Parenthood. It's like the same fucking thing. But anyway, these legislators who are real upset because they really want to just keep saving these kids from drag queens, they get all pissed off about this. Do they pass gun control legislation? No. Are they going to deal anything with the problem? We might add more cops to school so we can arrest kids for running or some shit. What's their answer? They're going to ban the 3 fucking representatives that stood up, that stood with the kids. They're banning them. That's their answer. They have a supermajority, and the only thing they're going to do is silence people.
He was saying that really stuck a chord with me was that he was like, these kids have gone to their government to peacefully protest, which you literally teach us about, that you taught us that our forefathers did, that you tell us that is our right. You tell these children all the time that they need to be a part of their community and a part of their government. And the moment 40,000 kids step up and say, hey, we've got an issue that we need y'all to come to Jesus and do something about. They bring the police out with their guns to scare the children who are already afraid of guns. The video is wild. You've got all these police officers or sheriffs or whatever with their hats down, and they're all standing arm by arm like this ain't they goddamn kids that they sent to school today. Like one of these little kids ain't about to play football or baseball or basketball or lacrosse or whatever they play with their son or daughter tomorrow. Like these ain't the same kids that they go pick up from after school, that they take the coom on, that they paying for their extracurricular activities and everything else. Like these ain't the same kids that be at their house that they tell them you gotta care about what's going on in your community. You decide to scare, to elicit fear, and then the people that stood up for these kids, you tell them to sit down and shut up. What are we doing here, people? What are we telling these kids? What are we doing here, people? These are the kids that are supposed to want to grow up to be in politics. These are the kids that are supposed to grow up and be in government. You are not setting a good example for these kids. You are not making them feel as though this is something that they want to be a part of, or you really are, and you're not gonna like what. Okay, bet. I'm sorry, I'm trading. You are gonna figure out that these kids ain't gonna keep going the way you think they gonna go, because they gonna change their mind about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So okay, so they did that, right? So then they decide to expel the 3 people that spoke up. Now, this is what's crazy. After expelling the 3 people that spoke up, they had to have, everybody was up in arms. The country, this is major news. The country is like, whoa, wait a minute. Even President Biden spoke on it, and Kamala Harris had a very impassionate speech. I should have pulled that one up too. She had an impassionate speech about why this is so wrong. And in that moment, I actually started feeling like maybe I need to listen to this lady more. And I haven't heard enough from her. Like she just hasn't gotten enough press for me to want to really see her in a vice president light. Now that's me. I could be wrong. Them AKAs could be like, yo, no, Kamala is the shit. I just don't know her like that. And I don't feel as though they've given her a platform to let us see her like that. Y'all feel different? Call in 404-254-4347. Let me know how you feel. If you've been following this story or whatever, let me know, okay? I'll drop the virtual invite as well, and you already know, have your clothes on. You can click this link, and then you can be a part of the conversation so that we can see you. But what really got to me was listening to these men speak about how they felt after being expelled, and listening to them respond to the other representatives trying to be like, basically chastise them or be like, nah, y'all know y'all was wrong, right? Like, we didn't expel you for no reason. This ain't about racism, which it really did. Like we always say, if it look like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a damn duck. But let's listen to them. This is Justin speaking, and Justin has been reinstated, but Justin Pearson has been reinstated. I think I got that right. But the other Justin with the afro, he hasn't been reinstated yet because they haven't voted yet in his district. They have to vote, and I think they have to vote today or tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with him as well. But let's listen to this man talk. I want you to hear it from his own words, and this isn't played in any particular order.
I just want to know that this is only the 3rd expulsion since the Civil War in the Tennessee House of Representatives. The last expulsion was for sexual harassment, 22 counts in 2016, Representative Jeremy Durham. The expulsion before that in 1980 was for a recording of a lawmaker taking a $1,000 bribe for his vote. And so they're saying that our actions of First Amendment activity, of standing with our constituents, demanding common sense gun control, is equal and equivalent to those crimes and unethical behavior. That's what they're saying. I mean, it's morally insane that a week after a mass shooting took 6 precious lives in my community here in Nashville, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, their first action is not to take actions to rein in this proliferation of weapons of war in our streets, but it's to expel their colleagues for standing with our constituents. And so this is not just about losing my job, it's about silencing the voices of over 70,000 people in my district. Altogether, the 3 of us represent over 200,000 people whose voices are being taken and silenced.
They're 27 or 28, because both Justins are 27 and 28 respectively. I don't know which one is which currently, but here's this young man also on the House floor.
We called for you all to ban assault weapons, and you respond with an assault on democracy. For years, one of your colleagues who was an admitted child molester sat in this chamber, no expulsion. One member sits in this chamber who was found guilty of domestic violence, no expulsion. We had a member pee in another member's chair in this chamber, no expulsion. Since you're trying to put us on trial, I'll say what you're really putting on trial is the state of Tennessee. A state in which the Ku Klux Klan was founded is now attempting another power grab by silencing the two youngest black representatives and one of the only women, Democratic women in this body. It is in that spirit of speaking for my constituents, of being a representative of the people, that I approached this well on last Thursday, breaking a House rule, but exercising moral obedience to my constitutional responsibility to be a voice for my people, to be a voice for the Tennesseans who you choose not to listen to because of those NRA checks. For so long, this body, drunk with power, has modeled for the world what we know as nothing less than authoritarianism. And today is the climax of that behavior. But you will not be victorious because there are generations of young people who see what is going on. There are young people that as you try and beat us down, they are rising up to take back this state. That is why the nation is watching you today.
Has a powerful command when he speaks, and I'm really enjoying listening to him speak. Let's see, this is them on the House floor as well. Now this is the other young man, I think his name is Justin Peace. No justice, no peace, because that's what they were screaming. Listen to him talk. Listen, and this is them in the well and them trying to basically, it's their trial for their expulsion. Listen to him.
You're wrong. You're in the well today because you broke rules of decorum. Wouldn't you agree?
Representative Pearson.
I believe I'm in the well today because you have put forward a resolution that says that it's more important to expel voices of dissent than do the work of justice, which is fighting to end gun violence in the state of Tennessee. I believe that I'm in the well today because I, with the courage of ancestors and family and loved ones in community, stood up and spoke up for folks like my classmate Larry Thorne, who can speak no more because of the proliferation of guns in Tennessee. I believe that I'm in the well today because you have decided that it is not right to have debate. It is not right to listen to the voices of the minority. I believe I'm in the well today because on the day that we wanted to honor the thousands of people who protested, we were denied that opportunity. I believe that I'm here because you feel in your heart that it is right to persecute someone who has committed no crime, who has only broken what you call the House decorum rule, which according to Section 19 of the House Permanent Rules of Order say that at worst the thing that should happen is censure. But instead, you have brought forward a terrible resolution to deprive and disenfranchise thousands of people in Shelby County of a representative who will and can speak and advocate for them. And I believe, Representative Farmer, that that is wrong.
Don't sound commanding. I can see why they're afraid of him. I can see why they tried to silence him. I can see why you don't want this man getting bigger and getting powerful. He really gives me a Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like that he did not play with him. So let's go to the comment section because we do have some comments, and I want to definitely give y'all a chance to be able to have your place of opinion. You know what I'm saying? So Charlie was saying it's a peaceful protest and it's crazy to be scared of kids. He's like, being scared of kids is wild. And you're absolutely right, Charlie. And he agrees with me. You guys are the police, the House of Representatives, you guys are standing up against your own children. This is 40,000 kids in this area, right? You can't tell me that that a 6 degrees of separation didn't kick in somewhere with some of these police officers or some of these representatives. You just can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Ranye said, I've been calling her MIA Kamala. Yeah, because I really haven't seen her. And if I'm wrong, and you guys have been seeing what she's been doing in the community, then speak up for her. And I would like to see more from her. But for her to be the first Black woman vice president, I mean, she's the first woman. She's the first Black woman. We should see more from her. My daughter should know who Kamala Harris is. And I don't feel as though she's done anything for us to know who she is. I mean, think about it. When she started running with Joe, we didn't know who she was. The most I know about Kamala Harris, and y'all be mad at me if you won't, but she used to date Montel Williams. That's it. If y'all know more about her political career or anything like that, let me know. But I feel as though Kamala Harris is the Democratic Sarah Palin. I said what I said. Make me feel different. Now, this speech she just gave, that speech definitely made me feel different. And I think I'm gonna go find it on YouTube and go ahead and play it for y'all. But that made me feel different. But anything else, I haven't felt different. Teacher Anitra said, you're right. They haven't given Kamala her due justice, but her speech about this was so good. Queen Unique is here. She said, Ranye, exactly. I feel like she could have spoken up on multiple issues, and Ranye agrees with her. Teacher Anitra says it was clearly out of racism because they didn't suspend the white lady who was right there with them. Now, what they said was the reason why she didn't get expelled was because she didn't use a bullhorn. And I don't know how much of a difference that would make, but as Justin said, somebody peed. Y'all heard him say that? Somebody peed on somebody else's chair on the House floor. I'll wait. I want that to really sink into y'all. Somebody peed on somebody's house chair. The fudge cakes and sickle sticks is going on in there. That y'all let this go. But I speak up for my children and I get expelled. Y'all make that make sense. And I swear for all that's holy and hot water, I'll get in. Cause that one right there, Big Red, I know you got your clothes on. I just go ahead and add you to the video. You'll be up shortly. Go ahead and talk to me, Big Red. Talk to me. Hello? All right, he's frozen a little bit. We'll wait till he gets back in there. Let's see.
Good morning.
We see her, but we don't see her. Yeah. What were you saying, Big Red?
Well, we got on Tennessee's, and when it comes to the Republicans there,
I think we got a bad connection, Big Red. Red, I think we got a bad connection. I'm gonna remove you and bring you back, okay? Okay, we'll try again in a second. His screen is frozen on my end, so we're not getting a good connection. I'll wait till it kicks in a little bit better. Queen says that Kamala gives her house vibes. Yeah, I know what she's talking about. She gives her house vibe. So it's a lot. While we wait for Big Red to get connected again, I'm gonna play this next video. This one, I believe, is the other young man when he was on the house floor in the well.
It's not about the rules. It's about that you elevated yourself above the very dead bodies that had not been put in the ground yet. How can you not get that? We all of us want to make sure that there's no more children killed. Surely you get that, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond. I understand that your voice matters. I would ask that you explain to this body why you feel like ours do not. Because on almost every single bill you've spoken, and I think your questions have been illuminated in certain issues that I might not have thought about because I haven't walked in your shoes, you haven't walked in mine. But those rules are there so that we can have this back and forth instead of people just shouting at each other in which nothing gets resolved. I wanted to share that because I wanted to hear your thoughts on how coming to the House floor with a bullhorn and drowning out the voice of my constituents is helpful in this exchange, because this is the way that I know how to resolve things, to talk about them and share ideas and share our differences in a way that comes to better results. What are your thoughts on that?
Representative Pearson.
Leader Lambert, you're wrong. I don't think that one person's voice is more important than anybody's, especially the 96 or so other folks. But what about the thousands of people who were here that Thursday who you never recognized? What about the thousands of people here who your colleagues never made eye contact with or smirked at and gave a thumbs up or laughed at? What about the thousands of people who came here saying, we need to end gun violence and we need you to do something, and they were called insurrectionists by the Speaker of this House? What about the thousands of people who marched the streets of Nashville and came up to this Capitol asking that we do something, but instead of getting just legislation that might protect our schools, we're saying put more guns in schools? I have to tell you, Leader Lambert, I'm shocked that you would say that you care so much about debate in this moment. I am, because I've seen and talked with a young person today who said they came to you and they were talking with you, and there was another representative, Representative Jones, there, and he was trying to speak with you, and you yelled at him, "I've heard enough from you, young man." You said that to another equal member of this body. And so it is hard for me to now listen to you, a person who has yet to put forward legislation that I believe, or that I think has had the true input of other members of this House and other members of this body's input that could actually help protect and save our communities. I haven't heard you talk about the red flag gun laws that you're ready to propose. I haven't heard you talk about the gun storage bills that you're ready to propose. I haven't heard you talking about those things or putting resources or money towards our communities that are suffering from gun violence. I haven't heard you do those things just yet. And so it is very difficult for me to stand here now for you to think that I am trying to elevate myself above the people who were killed at Covenant, or my own people like Dr. Yvonne Nelson or Larry Thorne or TJ Crutcher. It's really difficult for you to look me in the eye and tell me that I'm putting myself above people who have been killed by gun violence, who I know personally and who I don't know personally but advocate for. When in this House, on that day when we returned, instead of putting forward just legislation, we moved on as business as usual. We had only one representative to speak about the shooting at Covenant, and we moved on. So don't tell me, sir, that debate is so important to us when you didn't stand up and tell the Speaker, we need to make sure that all members can speak now. Go ahead, Leader Lambert.
Leader Lambert.
Boys right here, they gonna be something to worry about. They gonna be something to contend with, and I absolutely positively agree that they got put on a nationwide stage that they didn't have before, and knowing what their next political moves can be is really exciting as well, because they can run for mayor, they can run for senator, they can run, man. This is gonna be good. Okay. Watch, talk, and act. Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Doing
Unicorn.
wonderful. Tell us how you feel.
No offense, but first of all, nobody should be getting rid of guns. Period. It's about what people do with those guns. That is nobody's fault, but those people who are going through whatever mentally. There's a reason why the gun laws are the gun laws in America, according to the Constitution. We're trying to make sure that we prevent fascism, which is already going on anyway. But if the government decides to take over its people, that's why we have those laws there. So
Okay.
people
So look,
arguing.
wait. Before you go on, let me say this. I am not for giving up our guns. I'm absolutely in agreement with you that if they got guns, we got guns. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. What my issue is that you don't have to go through any kind of regulatory anything to get a gun. You can walk in. You don't have to make sure that you don't have PTSD, that you're not crazy. You don't have to make sure that you're not mad at your spouse and you going to go get a gun because you're a domestic violence perpetrator. There's no limit to how much you can have. I mean, having a gun to protect your family, to protect your home is one thing, but having 795 guns and a cache of weapons and ammunition, or to have weapons that are literally for mass destruction that can kill 10 to 12, 15, 18 people at one time, or fire off multiple rounds. Like, you've got to admit there's a little bit excessiveness here. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but when I think about black people, no offense, they call for certain things that if they want for white folks, they got to understand that the laws for white folks are not the same that apply to us. So unfortunately, even though we call for these things, there's certain things that they're going to look at us and hold us and keep us from holding weapons as a result. They aren't going to put their necks on the white folks like that. They just aren't. That's the reality of it.
Right. And what we're saying is that I think that's about over. I think we need to come back and we need to readjust this, because guess who it's not? And this is the thing about it. They were able to pass strict gun reform laws the moment they saw the Black Panthers getting together and arming themselves.
Yeah.
They were able to pass gun laws. It wasn't a problem then. But every time Connor, every time Jesse, every time Tanner, every time fucking Susan or anybody else get mad and go run through and got to figure out what they figure out with guns, all of a sudden it's not that big of an issue. And I understand it's a black-white thing there. I get that. But what I'm saying is right now, white folks is even tired of it.
Also, I heard the brother with the afro talking about there are people bringing resources into the communities that are being involved with gun violence. You better understand something, sir. If you're asking for that, you might not want to ask for that. You're going to see a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, but even more, if they're wanting white folks to put certain resources into the community, it's not going to happen. Quit asking them. We need to get up and do it ourselves. We can't wait for some people who don't care about us to try to do it. We have to be able to do it ourselves.
I agree with you, but I also understand history. And every time that we have created those communities and done things for ourselves, they have come in and they have shut that shit down. Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, that is a prime example.
Oh
They
yeah,
were
of course.
self-sufficient and they came through and burnt that shit down. So
But we have to.
at this point, I think people are feeling like, okay, well, if you don't want me to do it for myself, by myself, then bring your ass over here and do something about it. And I get it. The feeling of it'll never change. It'll never change.
It's not going
But we
to.
have to have people that have this belief that it can change. If Martin Luther King Jr. walked around believing that it will never change, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation now. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Our success here in America means the fall of America. Why? Because we're directly linked to Africa. The whole purpose of America stopping us is to make sure that they cut off our communication with Africa, because Africa has most, and if not all, the resources. And all countries, all nations on this earth depend upon Africa. They don't want us cutting them off, saying, hey, they're doing this, they're doing that. They cut us off, period. And they quiet us because they don't want us to have that connection to go back home and to actually build it the way it needs to be built according to the universal law. And that's what they really don't want, because we'll be in rulership again. That's the whole purpose of all this foolishness.
I get where you coming from with that, and that's a whole different kind of conversation. But I'm talking about Tennessee. I'm talking about legislature with gun rights, and there are a few things that I think, because we've had things on the books before and people have overturned those things, but it used to be that you had to wait 30 days before you could get a firearm. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're really trying to protect your home, or you're trying to protect yourself from the government or whatever else, why do you feel as though you should have to just be able to walk in and buy a gun? No, wait 30 days. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with anybody having to have a what is it? Big Red, what they do, the mental health checks or something like that or whatever. But basically making sure somebody that isn't all the way right in the head doesn't have access to guns. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I don't see anything wrong with the National Registry, but I'm kind of different on that, because a handgun is one thing and I don't see a problem. I don't think I would want a National Registry for a handgun, but assault rifles, MK-47s with damn banana clips and shit, fuck yeah. Who needs that in the streets of Atlanta? Like, I've seen a dude walk around at the damn laundromat with a whole on him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nigga, who is you taking out at the sip and save? And you walking around with this and you're like, it's for your protection. And I get it, but who are you protecting yourself from?
In Texas, most people don't even do that.
And that's where the craziness comes from. That's what we're asking for. I get it. You want to put police officers in every school to protect them from anybody who come in. But this is the problem with that. Y'all got police officers on the schools already, and it ain't stopped nobody from fucking coming in. So what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather we have gun classes in school and teach gun safety, teach gun rights, so that when the kids get older, they know better than to treat guns the way people treating guns. I'm so tired of seeing these stupid ass little kids in the music videos or on they TikTok videos, and they yeah with the gun and doing all this stuff. No, baby, this is a weapon. We have treated guns like it's a toy for so long that people don't respect it as what it is. I don't care what you say. When people be like, guns don't kill people, stupid people with guns kill people. No, bitch. The whole point of a gun is to kill somebody without you having to get close to them. Otherwise, we still would be using knives and swords. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the exact point of a gun. That's the whole point. Don't tell me that the point of a drone isn't to kill people. That's exactly what you created a drone for, so that you could efficiently kill people without putting yourself in harm's way. That's the exact same thing with a gun. They created guns so that the bullet would go to their enemy and they wouldn't have to be in harm's way. Okay, well now, baby, you shouldn't have to have a gun where you can kill 95 of your enemies in 4.5 seconds when none of us here are enemies. We are not in Fallujah. We are not on the front lines. We're just not. And these people ain't coming into the school systems, or they not doing these mass shootings with a fucking pistol. They not. They doing it with automatic rifles and these weird ass weapons that y'all done been able to go and create off of y'all 3D model printers and dumb shit. Where's the lie? I'm personally tired of it. And I'm not tired of it just on the sense of seeing this in the news every day. I'm tired of it because y'all got PTSD. When you go out somewhere and somebody drop a bottle, if it sound loud enough, everybody take off fucking running. because we are so scared. I can't tell you the last time I went into a movie theater for real, not because, well, one, because germs, because a room with no windows and I can't see who coughing is really just messing with me anyway. But you got too many people who see this as a kill box. It's something wrong. It's something wrong in the psyche of the American existence right now. And if the American existence right now is a match, y'all is just putting a flame to it by adding the damn guns. Y'all got people who are strung out on drugs, and not just strung out on drugs like heroin and cocaine and what stuff like that. I'm talking about strung out on drugs that they've been given since they were children. I know kids that have been on Ritalin and uppers and down. I know of, I'm not going to put this girl out here but I know a person who has literally been on uppers and downers since she was 5 years old. You can't tell me that her frontal lobe ain't calcified or hasn't matured the right way. And she should be allowed to just walk into a store when she get mad and go buy a gun. I wouldn't trust this girl with a fork that was sharp enough. But she can walk into any place and just go get a gun. And I know she off her fucking rocker. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, America, you already know, is the school system is just designed to get a job. It's not designed to really develop people to have their own self autonomy.
Right.
So,
and that's and
when we
if you
get out
want a
here,
history lesson, that's because of one, of Henry Ford, and two, of Rockefeller. Both of them are the reason why our school system sucks.
not just
And
that,
that's
the
the thing.
grandfather of Bill Gates. He was actually, when they started the Board of Education foolishness, he was the one that helped Rockefeller with that, to develop the mindset of people. This is
Wait,
why,
what?
yeah,
Hold on, wait a minute. Bill Gates and Rockefeller?
Bill
Which
Gates'
one? Because
grandfather,
Rockefeller. Oh, okay. Because I was
grandfather.
gonna say, sir, Bill Gates was not that fucking old.
No,
We not
his
gonna, and we not gonna do
his
that.
grandfather. Yes, that's how long this goes. See, so people don't know that, but yeah, when they created the Board of Education, things like that, that's where that comes from. Yeah, it's crazy.
Rodney. Okay, so wait. Rodney said something, and I've said this before too. Rodney said them guns ain't going nowhere, but Chris Rock made a funny but real suggestion: make them bullets high as hell. And that's what I said before too. I said it ain't the gun that's the problem; it's the bullet. Make ammunition high as hell. So you either got to make it yourself, because you got to really be about this shit, or you got to save up for it. And I feel like that about social media now too. Y'all want these kids off of social media, and you want these kids to stop doing all this stupid stuff all the time. Make social media a subscription based platform. Make them have to pay to be on it, just like we got to pay to be on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, on Hulu and Netflix and everything else. It's gonna be some people that's gonna be willing to pay that amount, especially if they a business. You know what I'm saying? But for your 14 month old baby or your dog, y'all not about to sit up here and pay these subscription prices for these goddamn things. Y'all not. You got 8 kids in the house. You about to pay a subscription for each kid to have a profile? No, you not. No, you not. No, you not. That'll get kids off social media real fast. I could be wrong, though. I digress. Before we let you go real quick, tell us a little bit about yourself and how we can network with you and why we should.
I mean, I still got my social media now because it's tied to some of my stuff, my accounts. So I have to keep it. But I will say my name is Bowman. You already know. I have another profile on, that I
Oh, you
just
done
shoot
changed
the
the
crap.
name. Bowman, why you ain't say it's me?
I've been had this channel. You subscribe to it. It's just I hadn't posted in a minute. But yeah.
Oh.
So yeah,
All right.
it's Bowman, BOHMAN, last name. But yeah, this is my channel. This is my channel that I put, actual stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's about it. Shoot, people. I mean, there's maybe America will figure it out with vetting people, but it's going to be very difficult. I mean, I don't know how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm. But that's the whole
It's just a
point.
broken society, broken
Even
people.
though we don't know how it's gonna work, we still have to try. And that's where I think everybody's irritated, because y'all not even trying anymore. Like, y'all just, oh, our prayers and hearts go out and then move on. Like the young man said, he said they just died yesterday and you talking about give us a chance to talk about it. You're not even bringing it up. When is we gonna talk about it? You know, when is we gonna do something? At least pretend to do something. Y'all not even pretending at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even, y'all not even acting at this point. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't have nothing else in my heart to do another in our prayers, hearts, and wishes. I just don't. I really don't. It's the craziest thing. It really is. But thank you for
There was a
tuning in
shooting.
as always and being a good little prostitute. I appreciate it.
All right, Unicorn.
All right. Let's see. We got some more comments here. Metaphysically Me said, honestly, I think it's all about unarming you so that you can't protect yourself. Because like I said, I don't see them taking guns away from the Mayo Mafia. And I get it. I get it. I am with y'all with the fact that if the government got guns, we got to have guns to protect ourselves from the government. But y'all know what I've noticed, and call it what you want. When the government come out, when we protesting, when we doing stuff, y'all don't never pull y'all guns out. I'm just saying, if that's really what y'all using them for, if that's really what y'all want them for, all of these public protests that we done had where the cops have been egregious in being overzealous, where they've had cops run people over in the cop car. Y'all ain't pulled out nan gun yet. So what the fuck are y'all talking about? Y'all have guns to protect you from the government. Y'all only using y'all guns on citizens. I ain't seen you use a gun against the government yet. Even the people who went and was the insurgents and on January 6th, they didn't even pull out guns. And them is all the people who be talking about we need guns against the government. So when is the guns actually gonna come out against the government? Or am I wrong? Don't shut my page down. I'm just asking a question. You know what I'm saying? Charlie says the thing about it is, the thing about us doing it ourselves is that we have to have a solid platform of ownership in the community for that fully to work. Big Red said they are ready. However, they're too young to have real power. Yeah, I get that. I can see that. And they haven't made the right they haven't made the right connections yet. But this gonna put them in play with the right people to get them right for the future. I really believe that. Charlie said, while I feel what he's saying, it has nothing to do with Africa. In a way, I kind of feel the same way too. I get the bigger, broader picture, but like I said, we bringing this back down to Tennessee. Let's bring this back down right here to our communities. I get what you're saying about Africa, and I understand, but we zeroing in right here in our neighborhood and our neck of the woods. Why is this happening at home? You know what I mean? And it might have something to do with Africa on the back end, but this got everything to do with the different laws that we have allowed to be turned down, that we've allowed bills to be deadened. You know what I'm saying? Like this has everything to do with home. And that's a big part of what's wrong with America now too. We so concerned with everybody else and we don't concern ourselves with home enough. Biden talking about giving them welfare over into Ukraine. Bitch, I need welfare. Why is you sending my tax money to somebody I ain't never met? Y'all talking about folks is hungry over there. It's folks hungry in Mississippi right now. Why do we need to feed somebody outside of our border? As much as y'all talk about keeping people out of the borders, you send all of our money out of the border. Let these motherfuckers in and feed them here. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Metaphysically Me said, I don't like the gun control thing. It's about disarming you so that when they come with the guns, you're easy targets. And like you said, they swiftly made laws when it came to the Panthers being armed. Right. Rodney said the Goody Mob said in 1995 on the song OMNI, we gonna stay lost until 1 million niggas inside this frame of mind. And if we can get 1 million niggas to watch this show, then I'm cool with that. Go get them, my little prostitutes. Bring them home. Charlie said, ownership of the communities we live in is major key. Yeah, okay, so look, let me say this, because I've said this to somebody before and they looked at me with that look like she's a little off. But I feel as though the way Marcus Garvey felt, we should have never integrated. We should have stayed segregated. And y'all can look at me however y'all want to about that, but I would have rather people that look like me, that believe like me, that feel like me, raise and nurture and teach my children, because we have this situation right now where people who don't look like us, who don't understand what we're talking about, are absolutely against what we are teaching our kids, and they have the control over it. But if we would have stayed segregated and we would have had control of our own school systems and we would have had control of our own education values and stuff, we wouldn't care what they didn't want to teach, because we was going to teach our people what they needed to god dang know. Y'all feed y'all kids whatever y'all want to feed y'all kids. We gonna feed our kids this. We gonna treat our kids like this. Our kids gonna go outside and have recess. But it's something about the psyche of humans that we want to feel included in everything. And that's a problem. You can't be included in everything. Some things you have to create your own. And every other race seems to be able to do this. Jewish communities, fuck with Jewish communities. Amish communities, fuck with Amish communities. Asian communities, stick with Asian communities. Black people are the only community that is fighting for us to be included in someone else's community instead of creating our own. And we understand why that is. It's been set up to create dissent within the ranks. I get that. I understand that. That is a byproduct of slavery. I get that, of colonialism, of white supremacy. I understand that. But some kind of way, we've got to figure out how to get over that molehill. It's not a mountain. And we got to stop looking at it like it's a mountain. It's not a mountain. It's a molehill. And we can move this bad boy. We can move beyond it. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Charlie said, well, if you have a robbery happen, I need an automatic rifle, though. Do you? Or do you just need to go to the gun range and learn how to shoot the weapon that you have accurately and efficiently? I mean, I'm saying, though, like, y'all act like this is TV where somebody gets shot and then they keep moving. No, bitch. Hit them in the right center mass. I guarantee you, they not getting back up. They're not going to rob you if you shoot them in the skull. It's not going down. And you only need one bullet to do that. You want multiple bullets because you're a bad fucking shot. Oh, the comment section is going in. I can't read all of this to y'all. Y'all need to join the conversation. I can't read all of this. Okay, bet. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to read some more of this. This is a good conversation. This is a really good conversation. We need to go to a commercial break and I'm going to play some music and we're going to come back. But let me go through some of these. Let me go through a couple more comments. Rodney has said, them guns ain't going nowhere. But Chris made a funny suggestion, make the bullets high as hell. We said that. Akeem said they don't have respect for life. And actually, it's not a they, it's we. No one right now has respect for life. We have desensitized ourselves to death in such a way that not only is it comical to us, but there's no sensitivity to it. at all. The only thing that hasn't happened in America is where we just don't have dead bodies laying in the streets. But people die every day, B. And people die every day, B. That is why we have an issue with respecting life. And if you don't know where that comment comes from, damn it, get with it. All right, Charlie says, the fact that I need a assault rifle is shitty, but the fact that everyone has one and people are stupid. If they run up on my car, I might need more than my little 45. I think that's more of PTSD talking to you than it is actual necessity. And maybe we need to think about that. Metaphysically Me says, I remember my uncle who works at Coop saying a man came into his truck fixed there and was armed with a small arsenal inside of the back of his truck, like excessive. So don't think it's so safe out. But again, they're not using those weapons against the government, which is their reason of saying they need these weapons. They're using these weapons against civilians. And not just civilians, but they're using these weapons against civilians that absolutely can't fight back. You cannot explain to me why going into a school and killing children, or why going into a place of worship, or going into somebody's workplace is necessary with an assault rifle. You're not going to the police station with these assault rifles. You're not going into military bases with these assault rifles. You're not even going into gun shops with these assault rifles. So your premise of what you're saying is falling on deaf ears over here, because what you're saying and what you're doing do not fit together in the same fucking puzzle. They don't. That don't go together. Teacher Nietzsche said, my friend's cousin just died the other day because they were making a video with a gun and it went off. 16 years old. Absolutely no gun safety. You can have a gun, but you don't have to take classes on how to be safe with this gun. But I can't get in my car. My 16-year-old can't get in a car. I don't have a 16-year-old, but a 16-year-old can't get in a car without registering the vehicle first, without license, without proving that they are a safe driver. Hell, come on now, y'all. Y'all can't make this. Y'all can't make it make sense for me. It says you have to have a background ran to get guns. I thought mental people couldn't pass. Yeah, they shot that down. It used to be like that in the 90s, in the early 2000s, but somewhere between 2010 and now, they took that law and shoved it up the ass of the American people, and they don't have to do that no more. They took that law away. You don't have to get a background ran or none of that. You can just walk in and buy a gun. And now you can have your gun concealed. Now you don't even have to have a permit to have your gun. It's not going forward. Gun reform, gun laws aren't going forward. They're going absolutely backwards. Ass backwards at that. My brother spanked his teenage daughter. Her white mom got mad and called the cops, and he can't carry now. So gun laws are for black people. Big Red said it has everything to do with Africa. Rodney Watts, Metaphysically Me said, Rodney Watson, they make their own bullets. Plenty of YouTube videos. Yeah, they do. They make their own bullets. I'm glad you agree with me. Desegregation was a trick. We never wanted desegregation, just equal treatment. It was a trick to destabilize the black dollar. We had our own library, movies, restaurants, grocery stores, etc. And now what do we have? I completely agree with that. Charlie said we wanted to be included in everything and then try to act like we allow people in the hood, which we also don't own anything in. And he said, nah, you can only hit one of them intruders in the center when they are all coming at the same time. Trust me. Yeah, but it's less likely that you gonna need an assault rifle. And let's just be honest, if you got a shotgun, hearing that make a lot of people change their decision after the first nigga got shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like what Tyson said. After somebody get hit in the face, you got all these plans until you get hit in the face. You got a whole bunch of plans about what you gonna do until your homeboy is sitting there with a cavern in his chest. Okay? Big Red said, our people in New Orleans needed guns to fight against the military during the aftermath of Katrina. Did they? Because it definitely wasn't talked about on the news or in any of the documentaries. You know, they're not gonna talk about that. Charlie said, I don't know. My life has been kind of movie-ish, so I'm just going to leave it at that. That's kind of my point, though. If I have multiple intruders and I live alone, I shouldn't have to train for that, but it's a thing that happens. But if you have a gun, you should have to train for that. You should. Because what if the intruder isn't an intruder? You know what I mean? You need to be able to assess the situation, just like Will Smith was when he was trying to be a Man in Black. Everybody in there was shooting at the damn aliens, but Will Smith held his ground, and the only one he shot was the little white girl. And when he talked about it, it made sense. He said, this man just trying to walk, this alien just trying to walk his kid across the street. This alien right here just trying to make something to eat. She don't look dangerous to me, but this little white girl in the hood, not afraid, with a damn quantum physics book, and she's 6. Something ain't right with that. That little girl's the weird one. Pop, I'm taking her down. If you don't have any gun training, how are you able to assess the situation? You just hear a noise in your house and get scared. And now you have something that takes away that fear. It makes you feel strong. It's really hard to convince me of otherwise with that one. Metaphysically Me said, teacher Anitra, I think we have to be more advocates of them using safety with guns in our community. Yeah. Metaphysically Me said she had to do a background recently. Really? Here in Georgia? Because that's not a requirement. At least last time somebody look it up for me. Find out. Because I don't want to tell a lie. I want to tell the truth. Okay, now I know Hotspot Casino. Damn it, Bowman. He said they took that law away for 2 reasons: depopulation and to help fill up the prisons and keep their investment pockets fat. Yes, I agree. Because it is a setup, y'all. If you get caught with money, guns, and weed on you, or money, guns, and drugs, that is a trifecta. You go into jail. So now they trying to decriminalize cannabis statewide, but not federally. And then you're allowed to carry a gun. All you got to do is have $1,000 on you, and they gonna hit you with a Fed charge real quick. Charlie said, if they come in my house unannounced, they are a intruder. Huh? I feel you, but it's situations where shit might happen. It might be a grandma. You thinking about you, but I'm thinking about as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be the only person in your family, a sole member, and nobody has a key to your house. But I know different people have keys to their house, or stuff might happen, and in that moment, you might not be thinking, oh, my son is away at college, but maybe he came home tonight. And don't tell me it don't happen, because it do. It do happen. Or maybe your spouse went downstairs and heard the same noise, but you didn't know your spouse went downstairs. Things can happen, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and go to this commercial break real quick, because y'all keep throwing out some paragraphs, and this was a really, really great conversation, and I'm definitely gonna keep paying attention at what goes on with the Tennessee 3, and just watch their careers and see how they skyrocket or where they go or how they utilize this to their advantage. And let's keep this conversation going. Definitely. This is Justin Hires with Swag.
Because the greatest love of all inside of me, sexy chocolate.
God damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.
No, I ain't no Jay-Z, but you still get a J. Shooting at niggas like that nigga Clay. Invested in myself and doubled up my pay. No, I ain't from BK. Still having my way. In the street late, tardy. Hater sweeter than pastry. Make so much money now. They dab it and I don't even miss it now. I'm credit for making out the hood now. But Sally Mae paid off tuition now. Got Mary Blasters fell down. Side chick known to tell fell it down. Good pussy available year round. Fuck fame but money always in style. Swag on the swag. If you see me in the street, swag on the swag. Swag on the swag. If you see me in the street, swag on the swag. Had to keep my dreams closed. Try to stop you when they see you getting close. Not stop until I see myself in fall. Need bad bitches, silk rolls. Flashier than pimp clothes. Finesse to success like a finger roll. Crept in booth on tippy toes. Getting DMs from centerfolds. Now in homes like dinner rolls. Network TV, no cubicles. Follow dreams, live on both coasts. LA, Atlanta, Leicester. Friend Breakfast Club, go have your boy. Hot 97 on the human torch. Gone sway, wanna be a citizen. Try to play me like Braxton. Swag on the swag. If you see me in the street, swag on the swag. Oh, swag on the swag. If you see me in the street, swag on the swag. Champagne when I hit $1 million. Then we do 100 million. Middle Eastern or Brazilian. Fuck it, let's get $1 billion. Niggas always in their feelings. When they see you climbing up in their home chillin'. Triple mumble rap like a penicillin. Like Big Tree Hills on Timberland. And I got more shows on the way. Feature film that I wrote, big payday. Only making classic like Friday. Ain't coming to America like Eddie. Swerving on nigga like a Segway. If you owe me, pay up like underlay. In your bitch mouth just like Colgate. I remember dinner day set. Swag on the swag. If you see me in the street, swag on the swag.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Oh, no. My Lord. Thank you for tuning in to the Nico Rose and Mr. Grant Show.
Here on Hits 92.3.
The real definition of internet radio, baby.
Listen, we are here every Wednesday and every Friday from 12 to 1.
Talking about relationships, love,
and more.
And more.
We have Wednesdays, which is Mr. Grant Show.
Fridays is Miss Nico Rose.
And you can definitely follow us on all platforms at Nico Rose Was Here.
Mr. Grant ATL.
All social media platforms.
YouTube. And also subscribe to our YouTube channels, Hits 92.3 and Mr. Grant at ATL.
Period. We'll see you then.
It's hefty shit. I ain't gang legend. I'm a legend. I thought it was love when we made love. Damn, you got control of me.
Baby, keep it up and you don't need a Red Bull. Girl, it's the give you wings. Pull up and come by, girl, I love to feel you sing. And instead of buying bottles, yeah, I should've bought a ring. See, I'm tripping, gets me reminiscing. Falling off my pimpin' ass gripping. She throwing it back, so I forget that you got control on me. But you can't let go of me. Be my Coretta Scott King, I be your MLK. Going through hell for your love and them badass kids. We should've split when I cheated. This love you can't receive it. Pop a perk up, pain pill, nah, you can't relieve it. This life that we living, know it's cold on the other side when I ain't there. Talking about you don't care. Still smoking cherry lemonade just to ease the pain. And the champagne wishes, toast to more visions. Left logic at home, took a chance with passion. Have you ever been in love, baby? I'm just asking you. When we made love, damn, you got control of me. And ain't no controlling me, no. I thought it was love. When we made love, damn, you got control of me. And ain't no controlling me, no, 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 no. When we made love, damn, you got control of me.
Visit Studio 219 for your next tattoo or piercing. Studio 219 is located at 1900 Piedmont Road in Atlanta, just 1 mile from the Lindbergh train station. Studio 219 is open Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and closed every Sunday. Book your appointment today by visiting www.studio219ink.com. That's studio219inc.com. Make sure to follow 219 on Instagram for promotions and specials at Studio219ink. Studio 219. Let us fix your creative itch.
All right, we're back. Y'all make sure y'all check out Studio 219. I got a couple of tattoos from them, and I absolutely love those boys. They are a dope group of people. I feel what you're saying, Charlie. Like they're if you live alone, then there isn't a reason for anybody to be in your home. But I'm not necessarily just talking about you and your situation. There are people, like I said, because I'm thinking about my grandma right now. My grandma technically lived alone, but I know my uncle had a key to her house. Both of my aunts had a key to her house. My dad had a key to her house. It was a couple of grandkids that had a key to her house. And if in a moment of not realizing or just, sleep deprivation or whatever, that she heard someone downstairs and didn't think, in that moment, oh, somebody might, this might be somebody I know, a moment of fear or whatever. Having a weapon in that situation, especially a weapon that can fire off multiple fucking rounds at one time, could have been a detriment. You know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing that we don't take into consideration about these weapons is fear. There are a lot of people who without that weapon would not engage in the activities or even talk to a person the way they talk to a person if they didn't know that they had that weapon in their bag or on their person. It gives them a bravado about themselves. You know what I mean? And so, just think of the difference between having a regular gun with 6 shots or 9 shots or 12 shots, or the kind of bravado you would have having a weapon that can fire off 90 rounds in the span of 60 seconds. You know what I mean? It's just it's so mental. It's not just about the tool, it's a lot of mental that goes in there as well. And if we are trying to protect the masses, we have to pay attention to the fact that everybody's mental ain't here. So at least let's try, at the very minimum, let's try to make sure that the people who do have guns, whether it's however many you want to, we all agree that you at least need to be on this much of a mental plane. Let's at least start there. I'm not for a national registry per se, but if you got a fucking bazooka, if you've got a rocket launcher, yeah, buddy, register that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think I want you to register that you have 16 mines or whatever. Yeah, let's register that. Do you need to register the fact that you got a gun that you put up in a box in your room just in case somebody break in and it's a little 6-shooter? Nah, I don't necessarily care that much, because I get that. That registry is to know who houses we need to go to first if we really about to go ahead and set some shit off. I get that. But baby, some of these people, some of these gun show, like some of these things that I see y'all going to the gun range to shoot, that y'all really can't shoot, that y'all just out there having fun because of the this that it gives you, the adrenaline rush that it gives you. Yeah, some of y'all motherfuckers is dumb and don't need these weapons and do need to be registered because y'all stupid. And call it like it is. Call it like it is. Like, Queen is agreeing with me. She's exactly. I'm not for taking away y'all guns. I am for making sure you at least got the mental capacity of a fucking 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I am at least making sure you've had gun safety classes. You can take this bad boy apart. You can put it back together. You can clean it. You understand how to store it safely. Y'all heard of that? Y'all seen that lady who had the little 4-year-old or whatever playing with the gun? That's not gun safety, y'all. You know what I mean? I got a homegirl who's in the military, and just the way she responds to her weapon, and I call it a weapon because of her. Because calling it a weapon and not just calling it a gun lets you understand what it's for and what you need it for. Some of y'all, oh my God, I'm not even gonna talk about that girl like that. But some of y'all walk around with y'all guns like it's a little purse. You know what I'm saying? And when you talking about it, you like, I got the blizzy. I got the toolie. I'll take any nigga down. You have no respect for this weapon. That's an issue with me. That's a problem. I don't like being around gun people like that don't respect a weapon. That is fucking scary. That every time you get mad, the first thing you want to do is go put your hand on this weapon, because this is how you're going to solve this issue. We got to do better than that, y'all. We as a people, the fuck a country, just as a people in general who have technology, we've got to understand what this technology means, because that's mucking nuts. Yeah. Teacher Nietzsche said it's a new song. My blinky is on the dresser. What? I don't even listen to music like that, ma'am. I don't even know what that is. I don't even listen to the radio. I pay for YouTube for a reason, because I get to pick what I'm feeling like when I get into my car and turn on my music. I cannot listen to the radio. I cannot. And that's why I appreciate that y'all tune in here, because you're making a conscious decision to tune in. Like, this isn't just on and you're just happen to be listening. No, you made a conscious decision to not only tune in, but to stay. And I respect the hell out of that. And I understand that, and I appreciate it. And thank you. Big Red said, all of my guns have auntie names due to the respect for them. Big Red! Yo! That's funny. But I can understand where you're coming from with that. Because if I have to go get my auntie, trust me, she gonna hand down a sentence. I get it. I do. I get it. I get it. I really do get it. I really do get it. Y'all, we actually spent the whole day talking about this conversation, and I'm not mad at it. It was a really great conversation, and I love the ability to be able to allow my show to be what it was. The amount of comments today and the interaction filled my heart up a lot, because I'm glad that you guys are feeling strongly about this. We need to. And I'm okay with the debate of it. I'm okay with the back and forth. I want your opinion. And the reason why is because that is what's going to create change. It can't be just one way this or one way that. I'm not just right. That's why I say over and over again, hey, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But change my mind. Give me a reason to be on the fence. Give me something that makes sense. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. Go back to the drawing board and find a different way to explain it to me. But just because I agree doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. And just because you don't agree with me doesn't mean that's a bad thing. We just come from two different positions, different walks of life, different perspectives. My thing is, are you able to get out of your perspective and understand another one? Because that's where real change comes from. That's where real conversation lies. Charlie, you're right. There is no reason for somebody to be in your house. But there's also situations where it could happen. Or better yet, I don't want that old man who doesn't realize he has dementia, that does definitely have fucking dementia, that has a gun, that hears a bump in the night and he thinks it's an intruder, but guess what? It's his wife. And these kind of things have happened. And so we have to take those kind of things into account. I don't want the person that has to be on mood stabilizers to be off of their meds and to walk into a gun shop and say, I feel like I want to buy a gun today. Well, wait a minute. Well, hold on. Well, when you were on your meds, did you feel like that? And what meds is you on and for why? Because if you are on some bipolar medication, yeah, no, let's wait a little bit and see before we let you do this. You know? And it's I don't want to use the word common sense because common sense ain't common. I just want to say a little humanity. Let's understand that people are different, but people are weird and we've got some issues. And then let's create boundaries or laws based upon trying to protect other people from other people's weird ass issues. Because you can't tell me that none of these school shooters were upstanding, okay individuals. They all had a weird ass issue. Whether we figured it out, found out about it or not, they had a weird ass fucking issue. Because something's got to be absolutely positively wrong with your noggin for you to walk into a school where somebody is reading and learning ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and think it's A-okay to fire off a goddamn weapon. And you can't convince me that anything is okay with those people. You just can't. You can't. You can try, and I want you to. But in the end, it's something wrong with those folks. Let's see. Rodney said it's a new day. It's a new day to stay ready because them boys ran up on the baby in Walmart shopping with his baby mama and kids, and they fucked around and found out. Yeah, and that also has to do with the type of person that the baby is too, and what he putting out there. Look, y'all, keep getting on TV or on Instagram and being like, yeah, I walk around with all this, I got all this money. Oh, wait, this is a better one. Hold on. Here we go. Wait, this way. Yeah, I got money. Look at all this. I walk around with duffel bags. Okay. I see a lick. I'm gonna take a lick. I see a sucker, I'm gonna take a lick too. Now maybe he wasn't a sucker, but somebody gonna try. And it's a couple people out there who didn't make it past somebody who thought they was a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at some point, you know, fuck around and find out. Also, on the other end of it, be dumb, get dumb shit, you know? He also said this was a dope conversation. So thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that. Queen said, it's people like those you describe make real weapon holders keep their eyes on because they done advertised it so much and we on alert. Yeah. Yeah. And I pay attention to people with weapons. I pay attention to how you respect a weapon, and I respect you differently because of how you respect the weapon. And I mean that. I mean that. And I am very good at assessing the situation. I always pay attention to the DJ because most times in most situations, security let the DJs in the club with their gun. It's just usually the DJ show. Sometimes the DJ show up before security show up, so the DJ get in with their gun. So everybody else done got patted down, and y'all thinking that the shots is only gonna come from whoever they coming from, but nah, the DJ got a gun too. So now you gotta watch out for the fire going this way and that way. Like that, I don't even have a weapon, but I promise y'all I pay attention to weapon safety. Like I'm watching you. I am watching you. I don't fuck around with nobody who think it's okay to have alcohol in their system and start messing with their gun. I don't even play them games. I don't even like people like that. It's bad gun safety, bad gun ownership, bad gun owner, bad. You know what I'm saying? Big Red said, real talk, my children don't play Auntie Bertha, Shirley, Lucille, or Margaret. I train my children and nieces and nephews to be responsible gun owners. And thank you very much for that. I know we didn't get to bricks. What's bricks? What's that? Let me know what that is, because it's not kicking in right now. Rodney said he definitely wasn't doing none of that at the time. Oh yeah, of course. I know. And I get it. I know what you're saying, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? People put themselves out there and shit happens. You know what I mean? Like you don't see folks running up on Bill Gates or nothing like that. They know that nigga carry a platinum card. He ain't walking around with thousands of dollars in his pocket or big earrings and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you make yourself a target, you become a target. I believe that. Rodney also says, I know him personally, for real. He be right here in this community just like anybody else, and he really don't be flexing. He really be out here giving back to the community on a whole nother level. That's a beautiful thing. I like people like that. And shout out to him for not needing the recognition for it or not trying to put it out there like that, because those are the true heroes. There's a lot of people out here who got money, who doing the right thing. Some of these rappers are going back to the schools that they went to and they delivering computers and all kind of stuff. And I respect the hell out of that. I really do. I really do. The people who mental health ain't in line running up on them. Yeah. And that's usually the people who run up on somebody, people who mental health ain't in line. And you know what? Going for in the next show or two, I really want to talk about these kids that's pulling pranks on folks while they out and about. Y'all heard about that YouTuber that got shot? And they actually arrested the guy that shot him. And I'm like, free that motherfucker. Because he fucked around and found out. He ran up on him and found out. Why you stop running up on people? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what BRICS is? Yeah. We definitely want to talk about the Russia, China, Africa creating their own currency backed by gold and putting the US on alert. Yes, we do. I hit you up because I wanted to talk about that. So yeah, we definitely going to cultivate that conversation. Yeah, I got to get out of here. It's the end of my show, but you already know that you can stay tuned for other shows that are on this network. We got great shows. Nico Rose and Mr. Grant show is later on in the day. After that, we've got Unbox Top 10. We also have Pep Talk with Tay, The Lick Show, and Spank Me Positive ends out the night with the Red Room. All right. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. And you know what? What I'm going to play? I want to play something positive. So Here is Goddess Code by Lizzie Jeff.
Welcome, goddesses, healers, medicine women, mothers. This is the G Code. I am all that I preach to be. I invite you all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequency. Let's vibe it out, smoke this leaf for me. Keep it enchanted. I am all that I preach to be. I invite you all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequency. Let's vibe it out, smoke this leaf for me. Keep it enchanted. I really wanna hit up Palm Springs with my queens. We've been manifesting finer things. All our dreams, rulers of the green reign supreme. Getting cream. Surround myself with ultralight beams. That's the team. Descendants of the kingdom of Kush. Down in Venice smoking blackberry kush. I do what I want, I do it for fun, I do it for us, I do it with love. Celebrating life on a daily. The more I do that, the more they pay me. Elevation every day, I'm committed. First I see it, then I go out and get it. If you wanna feel love, you gotta give it. Don't ever let them knock you off your pivot. Keep your vibes high, don't you get it? It's a journey, so your work is never finished. If you wanna see it happen, write it down. That's law. I usually like to cop it by the pound. For my dogs, keep a couple rose quartz around. For the heart, be confident when wearing a crown. You are art, compassion, forgiveness. Live with more intention. Speak life, give thanks, stay dedicated to ascension. I am all that I preach to be. I invite you all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequency. Let's vibe it out, smoke this leaf for me. Keep it enchanted. I am all that I preach to be. I invite you all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequency. Let's vibe it out, smoke this leaf for me. Keep it enchanted. Tap in, stay in tune with your cycle. Let it flow. Every moon welcome in its arrival. Let it glow. Free bleeding on the earth is tribal. Let it flow. If it isn't vital for your survival, let it go. Protect your energy, make time for yourself. You don't have to work for nobody else. Focus on your spiritual wealth. Watch it manifest through perfect health. Meditate, then your payments escalate. Hope you're thriving and you're living your best today. What's great is you're better than yesterday. Practice self-love daily, that's a power play. Compassion, forgiveness, live with more intention. Speak life, give thanks, stay dedicated to ascension. Give love, stay up, make the most out of your existence. Live healthy, self-love, be consistent. I am all that I preach to be. I invite you all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequency. Let's vibe it out, smoke this leaf with me. Keep it enchanted. I am all that I preach to be. I invite you all to take a leap with me. Astral projecting through frequency. Let's vibe it out, smoke this leaf with me. Keep it enchanted. Did you know that your womb is the gateway to heaven on earth? Stay inspired, confident, aware. Stay positive, enlightened. Keep rising, keep grinding. Take breaks, keep shining. Keep it sacred. Have patience. Have trust. Believe the universe is always conspiring in your favor. You are blessed. You are exactly where you need to be. Continue loving unconditionally. Continue being the light. Lead the way. Set the examples. You're doing a really good job.
Just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends. That's it.